what's up, everybody? Welcome to Verbalize. I'm your host, Christina.
And I'm Tamara. Hey, guys.
Hi, so we have our workout clothes on today.
Yes.
And that's a new thing for us.
Yeah, we did it on purpose. We really did, because we have a very special show today for you guys.
Yes.
Today is going to be our self-defense class.
So ladies, please listen up. It's very important.
Yes,
I think every woman should know this of any age. Men as well. I guess there can be male attackers out there that attack men, but I think it's important for women.
Or ladies that attack
men.
Men. Can go both ways. Can go hand in hand.
But I don't think you can never be too careful. And I know, like, I don't carry, a switch knife on me or some mace on me. So it's like, if anybody came up and attacked me, I would want to know how to defend myself. So it's a very important show. We're going to make it fun and light for you guys.
Very, very fun. And our guest that we have today, his name is Nathan Nowak, and he's going to teach us some really cool moves. Hi-ya! So, hi, Nathan. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Welcome to Verbalize.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself. We know that, you're a trainer, you're a self-defense teacher, but go in a little bit more details for us.
All right. Well, I started martial arts when I was 9 years old. Watched The Karate Kid. The girl comes running out. He wins. And I was like, Dad, I got to do karate. I switched from, after getting a black belt in karate, I switched to Taekwondo in 91 because I wanted to go to the Olympics. And I competed at the Olympic trial qualifier in 2004. I tore my ACL. Right after that, to take a step back, I started in Atlanta in 98. And I started teaching a lot of kickboxing, doing a lot of personal training. And most of my clientele were women. So as I kept going, and in 2005, I opened Trinity Fitness, which is predominantly a women's gym. And we focus on women's fitness, nutrition, and empowerment. One of our empowerment courses is Are You Prepared? Our 5-week self-defense course. Just like you were talking, there is self-defense for men, and there's self-defense for women, and there's self-defense for kids. And you have to keep each group separated.
Really, kids?
Yep. Old school martial arts teaches men how to fight, karate and taekwondo and kung fu. And now it's starting to come around that women are competing in sports and fighting in competitions just like the guys are.
Right.
But if you teach a woman how to fight like a man, she's going to get hurt. But if you teach a woman how to fight like a woman, then she's going to be able to defend herself and save her life and the people around her. And the same thing, if you try to teach kids that are smaller, that are pre-teen, how to fight like adults, their bodies, where they're 100 pounds, and it's very easy to pick them up. So you have to kind of change and adapt the style. So we focus on women's self-defense and have tailored our whole program around that.
That's a great point to make, because I didn't quite realize that, and I think a lot of people wouldn't know that, but that makes a lot of sense that I would need to fight as a woman, not as a man, because if I fight as a man towards a man, then he could harm me probably easier. So.
But wait, didn't J-Lo do it in Enough? Like, I mean,
but she
I
did
know it's a movie
classes.
and it's acting, but the self-defense class was them teaching her to basically.
Well, it's all about
almost
strategy,
fight like she
right?
be a man.
Strategy,
but
technique.
If you watch that movie and the techniques that he showed her was not, typical guys will fight, and it's different now with mixed martial arts and people, going to the ground and doing jiu-jitsu and that kind of stuff. But a lot of times, we see two guys standing there and one punches one and one punches the other, and it's a boxing match, okay?
Right.
I mean, let's take all the kicks and everything else out of it. So, I mean, let's just say you and I are standing there, and I'll let you punch me first, right? And then I punch you. I mean, who's going to go down first? You're going to get in some good shots. And I mean, you might be really, really tough. But after a while, the weight, I know you are, I could tell, I saw that. But after a while, it's just ineffective. It's not going to work. Right. Slapping somebody and pulling somebody's hair is not going to work, especially in a self-defense situation when somebody's trying to kill you, rape you, or kidnap you. So you've got to use things that are adaptable, to what your body type is.
Yeah, that makes sense, I think.
Yeah.
So what made you want to take, I know you just mentioned that you kind of started out doing the Taekwondo and you did it more for your own probably passion and enjoyment. And then what made you want to transfer those arts into helping women in self-defense?
It's kind of funny. Back when I started at the boxing gym, it was Biggs Morrison Boxing Gym, which was behind the Shark Bars a long time ago, downtown. And I walked in. I lived in Lithonia, and I just moved to Atlanta. Didn't know anybody, so I walked in. I told them that I would teach kickboxing for free for a month, and if I could pack a class out, then they could have to start paying me. If not, they could just tell me to get out, and I'd be done. So after about 3 months, we had about 60 students, and most of them were women women that would not come into the boxing gym. And if you've ever seen Biggs Morrison, or if you've ever seen Rocky III, where Apollo takes Rocky back to I think San Francisco, where he started, and it's grungy, it's dirty, it's a boxing gym, and that's what Biggs Morrison was. But I had a lot of women in there that looked just like you, that came in, and you really had no reason to be there other than the class. Most of my personal training clients were women. And as we moved through Atlanta and we got our own place, I had a marketing company kind of brand us and figure out our niche. And the marketing guy, Bob, said, if you want to make your life real easy, you could train athletes, you could train, deconditioned population, but you have this thing with women that you're able to, reach them. They get great results, whether it's in, martial arts or self-defense or an empowerment, or they're losing weight and they're feeling better about themselves. So just stick with what comes easy.
Yeah, it's working for you.
And so we have a lot of personal training clients that are women. And my old Taekwondo coach was a woman, and I didn't realize at 15 years old, I just thought I was getting beat up all the time. But most of the time, we would do stuff, and it was predominantly women that we were teaching self-defense to. So at that time, I didn't know it, but I was learning how to teach women self-defense. So it kind of goes right into what Trinity is all about.
Have you ever had a woman that's come to you, like in the aftermath of actually being in a situation, and she said, your moves and your instructions saved my life? Like
we've had both. We've had. I had one of my self-defense instructors that's no longer with us. She was attacked. And we kind of bring up that story during our self-defense course. Because a lot of times we live in our own little box, and we don't pay attention to things that are outside of us. And the only time that we want to, oh my God, we got to call and do self-defense is because we hear something on the news, which is great because the media helps get that story out there. But after 3 or 4 weeks, we're back to doing our own thing again. And your life was no more, safe before or after, or in more danger than before and after. It's just your perception and bringing it to the top of the mind awareness. So just like a fire protection plan, I mean, if something happened in this building, we have a fire escape plan. You got to have a personal protection plan.
Yeah.
So you've got to have that in place way before. So what we talk about with Jenny's situation is, Jenny had on high heels. She was at work. She came home. She went to the grocery store, got her stuff out of her car. Everybody does this. Rather than taking 2 trips with the groceries, she picked up everything.
Try to bag them all up.
She's only 5'4", about 120 pounds. She walks across the street to where her lofts are downtown, notices on the sidewalk that somebody's coming up. But what do? I mean, people walk on the sidewalk, right?
Yeah.
So no big deal. She walks up the stairs and notices he starts running towards her. She had her purse on her, but she didn't have her keys out. She didn't have her swipe card out. So she had one shot at the swipe pad, and it wasn't one of those where you just touch and go. She had to actually swipe top to bottom, and she missed. And he grabbed her and threw her down the stairs. So now this is somebody that loves to fight. She was on my Taekwondo team. When she didn't have girls in her division, she would fight in the men's division and win. She was a self-defense instructor of mine and got herself into this situation.
Wow.
Now she was able to fight and cause enough commotion to get more people out, but it really could have turned really, really bad. And for somebody that knows all of the tips and tools and the techniques and the stuff not to get into trouble, she compounded that time and time and time again to get her where she was. So sometimes we have to stop and get out of our life a little bit and pay attention to the things around us.
Yeah. What are some of the tips?
Well, we have this thing called the 10 things you're doing right now that can get you into trouble tonight. And most of it, we're in a society today now, we want to blame everybody else. You've got to take responsibility for ourselves.
Yes.
A lot of times, most attacks happen because we do something or we put ourselves in a situation that could have been avoided. So, everything from accessories to the way we carry ourselves, the way we dress. And I know that, when we joke about it on the first week of self-defense, it's not that we want women to walk around in big baggy clothes and sweatpants with hoods over, and not show, but there are certain times and places that, you've got to kind of pay attention to what's going on around you.
Right.
One of the things that we talk about are purses, and I brought my own purses. I have my own purse collection.
You have your own collection.
I do. I have my own purse collection.
But
But since you guys had a purse here, we're going to use yours to start with.
Okay.
So we were joking about this earlier about how heavy your purse is, right?
Yeah.
And you said, well, I would whack somebody with it, right? But the wind up, it would just take entirely too much time. So, what is in here that's making your purse so heavy?
A bunch of junk. That's actually my little little airplane makeup little baggie that I keep like all my lip glosses and you know.
So and it's good. We want to look pretty, but at the same time we have to protect ourselves. And the bigger the purse, you know, if I'm profiling somebody as a victim, the bigger the purse, my imagination's going, what exactly does she have in there? Okay.
Electronics, money, wallet, everything.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you may not have anything but the stuff that you carry to the airport, but I don't know that. And if I'm looking around at people and I see different purses and I really want something that's in a purse, I think big is valuable. Okay, so you really have to try to keep everything to a minimum. Now I know right now the long strap purses are out. Okay, but I really feel like they're going to come back in.
Ugly.
It's ugly. But there's a self-defense guru out there that says if you have a long strap purse, do what with it?
Put it over your shoulder.
Put it off. You see, everybody knows, right? Put over your shoulder. Now I'm going to use you as an example because it helps if I have a partner. All right, so put it over your shoulder. All right, so let's say that I want her purse, right? But now she's got it strapped like this. It's not very easy for me to get. So what do I get as a bonus?
Whoa.
Sorry.
You get her and the purse.
Right. And if, let's say, you know, a lot of times if I'm an attacker and all I want is the purse and I'm just trying to rob you, I don't want you. But if you're putting up a struggle, then I'm going to physically harm you to get what I want. Does that make sense? So you're going to cause more damage to yourself. So we try not to, you know, tell the folks to keep the long strap purses. What you really want to do is keep a short strap purse similar to what you have.
But just not as big.
Just not as big. And you want to hold it under your arm.